there folks, it's Brittany Jackson from Tech and Trek, and today I'm going to walk you through some features in Moodle. So first you want to go into Moodle. So if you're on your iPad, do not use the Moodle app. Do not use the OpenLMS app. They both tend to be finicky. I highly encourage you to use a web browser, which is what I've got open right now. I've got Chrome open. I would recommend Chrome or Firefox preferably. I use Chrome and it seems to work just fine. But use the web browser, do not use the app version. That tends to lead to problems submitting sometimes and can cause issues. But if you use the web browser, that doesn't seem to cause as many, if any, issues. You can access Moodle from my.hiram.edu. So I'm going to take you out there so you can see that. So my.hiram.edu. And then over here in the upper right-hand corner, there's one that says Moodle. If you click on that, here it's going to ask you for your Hiram username and password. So we're going to go ahead and enter in my Hiram username and password. I'm going to go ahead and click Login. And now you can see I'm in Moodle. And here it should take you directly into your dashboard. So your dashboard will look a little bit different than mine only because I have courses in here. I probably have more courses in here than you do, which is a good thing. So when you come in here, if you're searching for a specific class that you're in and it's not showing up on your dashboard, you can use this feature here in the middle of the screen, this search courses feature. And if you know that it's accounting 44100, don't put any spaces. If you click go, it should come up with any of the accounting courses. So that's one way to search for your courses if they're not showing up on your main screen. Or if you click on dashboard, they may show up there as well. And so here you'd be able to go in and pull it from here as another backup. Within Moodle, we have this great resource called Hiram Technology Resources 101, which you can see here on the right. Here it says Hiram Technology 101, Hiram Technology Resources. It's under the accessibility bar. So if you click on that, it's going to take you into this site that provides a lot of great information. You can see here right now we've got information on Moodle, ePortfolios, Apple resources, Microsoft Office 365, library resources, YouTube, Zoom, Hiram-specific apps, useful Hiram websites, portal, and web for student, general technology information, contact information for all IT needs, and other Hiram resources. So if we scroll down a little bit, we can jump in and look at the Moodle resources. And then on the left-hand side here, we can scroll up and see we wanted to jump down to contact information for our IT. And here it is available for you here. So this is a great resource if you're struggling with something using your iPad, using Digication or your ePortfolio, or utilizing Moodle in general. There's also, again, good information on how to best use YouTube or Zoom, as well as those specific Hiram apps like Notability or Explain Everything. So I highly encourage you to come utilize this resource for you. So if you're in a course, if you click on the Hiram College in the upper right-hand corner, it'll always take you out to your main page. And I'm going to click on this course called Moodle Playground. This is kind of a testing course that we utilize. The faculty can kind of practice in when they're learning Moodle. So in the upper right-hand corner here, you see course blocks under my name and my picture. If you click on course blocks, here again, you can access that Hiram Technology 101 resources, which is very beneficial. I'm going to go ahead and click that. And you won't do this switch roll too, but I'm going to do this just because this way you can see it as a student view. And this is exactly what the kind of thing you might see. So here we see there's general information in here. We see that there's a spot to access Digication. And then it looks like there's some assignments and some other things in here to access. So to submit an assignment, what you would want to do is you'd want to click on the assignment. And there should be information here about if there's any grading criteria or a rubric that may be available here for you. You can see that there's no attempt to the submission. There should be a description here of what is expected in this assignment. Now, clearly, there is not any description in this particular instance, just because this is a testing environment. So down here, when you are ready to submit, if you come down here to click Add Submission, it's going to give you an option to go find your files, if it's a Word document or an Excel document. And if you click on that little box with the down arrow going in, it's going to bring up where you can upload a file. So I'm going to go ahead and click Choose File. And here it's going to say Photo Library, But I'm going to go down to Browse, and here it brought me into my recent documents that I've used. I'm going to put in this first day's NBN file. Now, obviously, that would be a Notability file, and that wouldn't necessarily be what your instructor is looking for. Always check to see what they would like you to upload. But I'm going to go ahead and upload this one. I'm going to click Upload File. Now it's in there, but we still have to hit Save Changes. So once we hit Save Changes, now you should see where your submission status changed to Submitted for Grading. And you can see again how much time was remaining. I was a little late in submitting this. I was 1 year and 13 days late. Don't be like me. Make sure you turn your assignments in on time. You can see the grading status. So right now I've just submitted it, so my instructor hasn't graded it yet. So it's going to show up as not graded for the time being. But I can scroll down here and see what my file submission was. Now, if I accidentally put in the wrong file, that does happen. You can always click Edit Submission. And here you would just tap on the file that you put in incorrectly. And then you see it up there under the name of it. There's Download, Delete, and Unzip. If you click Delete, it'll ask you, are you sure? You hit OK. Now it's gone, and now you can upload a new file again, just like we did before. So that is the Assignments feature. Now let's go and look at a discussion forum feature. So you see this little 2 blocks beside the word social forum up here. That indicates that it is a discussion forum. So if you click on that, depending, your instructor, if they want you to post before your peers post, they may have it be a question and answer. So you wouldn't be able to see other people's posts quite yet until you've submitted your discussion post, your original discussion post. So here to do that, you would click on Add a New Discussion Topic. You'd put in a subject. I'm going to say this is a test. And then you would put in what information you want to include to answer the prompt that your instructor has given you. Now, you see that there's the red exclamation points beside both of these. These both would be required fields that you need to complete before you post to the forum. And then I'm going to go ahead and click Post to Forum down here under the bottom. And now you can see that your post was successfully added. And you can see that this is now listed in here. So the other feature, so if we're going to go back out to this main page for Moodle Playground, other common feature that is here in Moodle is exams. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this exam right down here. And here you can see that now we're going into a quiz. Now this one in particular would request that we can only attempt it using the lockdown browser, the Respondus lockdown browser, which you can see in that first little set of words there. You can see how many attempts are allowed on this quiz. So for the Respondus lockdown browser, the first time you go in to use it in any class, it's going to require you to download the app. Once you've downloaded the app, regardless of which course it is for, you are good to go. So once Respondus is downloaded, it will automatically open. Not a lot of instructors utilize Respondus, but there are some, so just know that that may come into play when you're taking a quiz. So you are able to see that you can have 2 attempts allowed, and it's going to grade the highest grade that you submit. So I haven't actually finished my last attempt. You can see that it's in progress. And depending, the instructor may give you a timeline, and if the deadline passes, you won't be able to access that quiz. So be sure you're watching your deadlines and entering in your information correctly. So here I'm going to click Continue Last Attempt because that was the one I was doing. And here we say, how long is a day in minutes? Well, I'm going to actually change that to 525,600 minutes because thank you, Rent, for telling me that that's how many minutes are in here. And what does the world mean? I'm going to say everything and nothing. Why not? So I'm going to put that in as an explanation there, and you see that that was a big one. You could also, in that particular instance, upload a file if that's what your instructor was looking for. I've completed those 2 questions, and we have down here this Next Page button. So if we click Next Page, it'll take us to the next page of questions. And what is the square root of 4? I'm going to say it's 10. And to be or not to be? True. Again, these are clearly made up test questions. You would hopefully have far better test questions when you are taking your exams. Here you can see over here on the right-hand side the quiz navigation. So you can see that that first page was the first section. This is a new section, and it doesn't look like there's anything after this. So we can go ahead down here and click Finish Attempt. And it tells us the answers were saved. and it would tell you if one of them wasn't completed when you were doing this. It would pop up and tell you that there was no answer saved, in which case you'd want to click return to attempt and go in and fix that particular answer. And then I'm done with this quiz, so I'm going to hit submit all and finish. It's going to remind me that, are we sure this is the attempt, or this is the first attempt I want to do? Yes, submit all and finish again. And here, right now, because it hasn't been graded by my instructor, I can see that it's been finished. If they do a bunch of multiple choice questions, it may be automatically, you may see your grade automatically after your attempt. However, this one had an essay question, so it's going to require your instructor to go in and grade that for you. Here, because there are 2 attempts allowed, you now see that we can reattempt that quiz as well. And again, in this particular exam, we can see that the grading method will take the highest grade that we complete. So we'll go back out here to the Moodle Playground. There may be files and documents here that your faculty may be utilizing, so just know that that is a possibility. There are other types of features that they may utilize, but the most common ones are the assignment Dropbox and the quiz and the discussion forums. But you can see here, down here, you may have something that's a survey that's just a 1-question survey or an original feedback survey. You might have, if we say testing multimedia, we click on that, we can see that there's a video there. So that takes us into a page with a video. Those are the most common items that you may have to submit or look at in Moodle, but you can also come over here and look at your grades. And so here I clicked on grades there in the left-hand column in this course, and I'm scrolling down and I can see that, I don't have any grades currently because I haven't completed most of these things, and that one that I did complete is still hanging out there waiting to be graded. So right now I don't have any letter grades, but you can see what the grading is, and you can see the feedback that they would provide here that would show up in the 2 right-hand columns on this page. This is a great place to come in and see. You can see assignments are weighted a specific way, discussions and quizzes are weighted potentially. And again, that information would be here for you to see your grade as you were progressing through the course. So that's really all there is to, kind of a broad overview of Moodle. If you have questions or you run into any issues, feel free to stop by the Tech and Track desk here in the library. We are located on the 1st floor, straight back just before the Clock Tower Cafe. And we are here to help, and do not ever hesitate to ask us questions. If you're having an issue with Moodle, something's not submitting, feel free to reach out to us and we will see if we can figure out what's going on. As always, enjoy. Good luck.